Hello, good morning, student. I am Sailesh Joshi. Today, explain you about the institutional reforms in agriculture field. In last session, we discussed about the technical reforms. In technical reforms, we discuss about the Gram Sevak universities, agricultural universities, agricultural field fair held in our Gujarat, ICAR and DARE, Indian Council for Agricultural Research and Department of Agriculture Research and Educations, about the hybrid seeds, about the chemical fertilizers and irrigation methods. Such a type of topic we discuss in technical reforms. Now, our today's topic, institutional reform. Separately, it can be asked institutional reforms in the field of agriculture. So, let us, you can open your textbook page number 86 or your PDF. Here already I download it. So, 86 page, Social Science Standard 10 textbook, institutional reforms. The reforms connected with land ownership, crop subsidy and sale of farm produce are considered to be the institutional reforms in India. Land ownership point, first of all we will discuss, then about the crop subsidy and method of selling the farm products. These are connected with the institutional reforms we will discuss today. First point, government has discarded landlordism and stopped the exploitation of farmers. You learn in history, during the British rule, even before the Britishers' arrival in India, there was landlordism, means zamindari system, means large field ownership. Any individual person in any particular village, in a particular territory, hundreds of acre land, thousands of acre land, ownership of one person, zamindar. Then he exploited the farm laborers. In those days, there was exploitation of farm laborers, right? So farm laborers work in his farm and less wages the zamindar gave them. In return, even these landlords, whenever the farm laborers, poor peoples in the village required money, high interest collect from the poor farm laborers or marginal farmers who possess the small field and exploit them. Less wages, more work, even slavery system. In such a way, they treat the farm laborers. That was landlordism. It was in our institutional reforms. By law, enacted the law and discarded this landlordism, stopped the exploitation of farmers under the law Land to the Tiller Act. This is reform number 1. Government enacted the law Land to the Tiller Act, means खेडे तेनी जमीन. Here understand it as, suppose we settle in Visnagar, we settle in any urban area, or even in our own village native place, but our land since many years tilled or cultivated by the any other farm laborers continuously. If he cultivate the land, then that farm laborers become the owner of the piece of land. Means खेडे तेनी जमीन. Landlord cannot handle and cultivate or till that much large field, so he give it on rent. Or so here the Land to the Tiller Act is a institutional reform, and the land tillers have been given the right to become the owner of the land. So reform number 1 clear. Reform number 1 in institutional reforms in agricultural field. Government has stopped landlordism and exploitation of farmers by enacting the law Land to the Tiller Act. Number 2, the disparity among the landowners has been removed by Land Ceiling Act. As like the Land to the Tiller Act, second act is the Land Ceiling Act. So disparity means one person, 2-3% of the village possess the big farm, and other small farmers, marginal farmers, having a small piece of land. It means a land disparity, as like economic disparity, inequality in income, that is a economic disparity. Same way disparity in a land. So this inequality among the landowners removed by Land Ceiling Act. Reform number 2. Now third, farmers are given financial help for crop subsidy by Kisan Credit Card and by nationalized and cooperative bank. Means crop loan, crop subsidy, right? Government give them financial help by Kisan Credit Card and especially nationalized and cooperative bank give them subsidy to purchase these instruments or agricultural tools, right? Tractor, thresher, even for the crop plantation, whatever the investment required, government give them loan on a subsidized rate. That is institutional reform. Next, farmers are given full insurance protection of their crops through Prime Minister Crop Insurance Scheme. Crop loan, crop insurance. Here suppose one farmer has planted cotton crop, and in his field total investment about and the target of the production from the field particular season, suppose target to produce about 1 lakh rupees crop, cotton crop, but due to excessive rainfall or due to any natural disaster, crop fail and production less or totally fail. In that case, only nominal premium farmer has to pay. In return, through this Prime Minister Crop Insurance Scheme, farmer get return whatever he lost. Crop fail and loss occur in farming. So if crop insurance he has taken, premium paid, means as per his target, 50%, 100%, whatever percentage, he get back return financial help. As like our life insurance, premium we paid, and before the maturity period or as per terms and condition, when the person died, then family members get the financial help. Same way, crop fail, then the farmer get the financial help by this crop insurance scheme. That is institutional reform. Let us we revise this 4-5 point. First reform, Land to the Tiller Act enacted and remove the landlordism and stop the exploitation of farmer. Number 2, disparity among the landowners has been removed by Land Ceiling Act. Number 3, nationalize and cooperative bank giving financial help for crop subsidy. Means the point is crop subsidy. Next, crop insurance scheme. After that, next point, when the crop fail due to drought or through excessive rain, farmers are given financial help by government without any insurance or any premium directly in a particular area due to disaster, drought or excessive rainfall. The crop fail, then government give financial help to the farmer. Best example, last year due to excessive rainfall in many territories of Gujarat and even India, crop fail. So financial help was given by government to all the farmers of that territory, right? So that is a reform which was not in the past. Such type of all the reforms and help to the farmers were not in the past before independence. That is the point. Let us next one, by providing legal support, an open auction process is made widespread for the sale of farm products in the marketing yards. Here in our Visnagar, we have a market yard where from the surrounding villages farmers came to sell their farm product and they get good return of their product. That is today possible, but in the past such kind of market yards were not there. Any government legal support was not there. Auction process was not there. So farmers were selling their farm products only at local level. Barter system, exchange system was there. Cash payment was not there, or they did not get good price of their product. But today, because of this market yard and auction system, highest and good price they get when they sell in this market yard. In short, auction process and legal support and market yard are the reforms in agricultural field. Next one, facilities like cooperative societies, market associations, cooperative warehouse, cold storage, transportation and communication system have been provided so that the farmers would get the minimum support price of the farm products. You know that is visible. Today associations are there, cooperative societies are there, cold storage are there, so they can store their vegetables, fruits or other farm products, and whenever the price increase, demand increase, they can sell it. And transportation and communication system, due to that farmer get good price of the farm products, minimum support price even government give. When production is more, demand is less, and sometimes farmers are getting less than their cost price. Suppose any farm product, wheat production cost 20 kg wheat may be 300 rupees, and in return they get 200 rupees. When they go to the market to sell only 200 rupees, they spend 300 rupees for 20 kg wheat and getting, for example, just 200 rupees means 100 rupees loss occur. Vegetables, tomato, cobbies, vegetables they produce, they invest money, they purchase these fertilizers, seeds, irrigation system, laborers, they pay it to the laborer, and cultivation of the farms. For that, farmer has to spend money. It means the cost price of this 1 kg any vegetable is suppose 20 rupees, but in market when they sell maybe less than 20 rupees, customers are ready to purchase because production more, demand is less. In such cases, the what happens, loss occur in farming. So here the minimum support price for the farm products government declare. Anyhow, minimum support price is a reform. Market associations are established, cooperative societies are established, and storage house, godowns are there, cold storage, all are the institutional reforms. Next, few organizations are operating for the purchase of the farm products from the farmers at support price. Very important point. Which organizations are purchasing the farm product at support price? Number 1, National Agricultural Cooperative Marketing Federation of India, NAFED. Gujarat Cooperative Seeds Grower Federation, GROFED, and National Dairy Development Board, NDDB, purchase the dairy product, milk, etc. So these are the 3 organizations which are purchasing the farmers' product at a support prices, so loss not occur in farming. Such type of institutional reforms are carried out in India in last 5 to 6 decades. Right? These are the institutional reforms. Only institutional reforms separately asked as an answer in detail 3 to 4 marks question. Same way technical reforms can be asked. So 2 points we discussed today. Right? In previous session technical reforms and today's session institutional reforms. If you learn it, write it, learn by heart and test yourself. So one important question today completed. Okay, it is your homework. Read, write and be ready for unit test. Anytime I can conduct the unit test of both the question technical reforms and institutional reforms. Thank you. Jai Bharat.